Let's just get the rhythms going. Y'all know what I do.
Man, country.
I don't want to play nobody else's music.
Man, contrary to popular belief. You won't say that shit to my face, nigga. It's the same nigga, same gang, nigga. Waterwood team, D Miles. Fuck out my face with that pussy shit. I've been a gangster, nigga. Goddamn shit. I make you hide your bitch and laugh in your face.
Welcome to the show. How y'all doing? All cameras, everybody on. Shout out to the gang. Shout out to everybody live, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We in this bitch. Yo, bitch be breaking me off. While I be praying to dove, while I stand over the stove, cooking this dope, we won't take a loss. Yo, bitch be breaking me off, while I be praying to dove, while I stand over the stove, cooking this dope, we won't take a loss. I always clutching, about to wipe his nose, always fucking niggas' favorite hoes. I'm about that, better let it go. Never had a op, y'all niggas know. Always clutching, about to wipe his nose, always fucking niggas' favorite hoes. I'm about that, better let it go. Never had a op, y'all niggas know. Buddy amazing, hold to my baby, but it didn't phase me. Dripped in water, never the Navy. Boy, I'm a gangster, boy, you a lady. Paint wet on my Mercedes, ink jet. They copy me, baby. I don't wear draws, my holder wear panties. I'm never lacking, put it on granny. I'm from Orlando, home of the plug, home of the strippers a drug. Your niggas a rob, you kidnap your top. You never see me, so why you so far? Take your bitch back home, my nerve. I don't pop Zan, ho, give me some syrup. Hood bitch, I done took to the bird. That other bitch, she got kicked in the curb. Yo, bitch be breaking me off. Yeah. How's everybody doing? How are you guys doing? How are you good people, you blessed people, you people with good spirits, good vibes? How y'all doing? How you petty, low life, your world going badass motherfuckers? How y'all doing? Because everybody ain't on the same wave and on the same level. So I just wanted to come. I actually, my goal is to do get my lives in the hundreds, because I think last year, and that's why y'all see me numbering these lives too, especially my YouTube audience. But yeah, I just thought like I need to start numbering these lives, and I need to drop more a year, and just stay on top, because I try to do reaction videos and all that, and they're great. I love doing my reaction videos, but right now I'm just having some system issues. So in place of that, I started going live more often. But then I was like, you know what? Let me really like go, you know what I'm saying, go hard with this live shit. You know what I'm saying? So shout out Facebook, shout out Instagram, shout out YouTube. Everybody who be tuning in on and off. I mean, we had almost like 50 people on last night just on Facebook alone. So I thought that was pretty fucking cool. But yeah, man, I always say support your friends, support your gang. A lot of y'all be scared to support y'all friends. Go into business with your friends, get some contracts with your friends, so you don't feel like you're gonna get fucked over. I stated that in my last live, so I ain't gonna go into that. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to y'all, man. I be thanking y'all for tuning in. Like I say, I really appreciate the people who like everybody ain't gonna always agree with everything I fucking say, man, and I'm okay with that. Like I got the fucking know-how to like know what I believe, know how I feel, and not really worry about what other people got going on. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm really trying to say, cause I don't know how to say it, but I thank a lot of y'all for letting me know I ain't crazy. Like, I really appreciate that, because I have some strong opinions. I have some strong way that, you know, how I talk and what I think. And just like my upbringing, like me going through the shit that I go, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of y'all really be like rocking with me. Like I said, y'all ain't gonna agree with me 100%, but I appreciate y'all for letting me know, like, bro, you're not crazy. Other people think that way too. Even if I agree with you or don't agree with you, I know other people think that way. And so I do appreciate y'all for that. First thing we're gonna get into tonight is talking about Ed Reed. Now, when you are a black man of the stature is Ed Reed, right? Ed Reed is a very prominent and successful black man in our community. He is a Super Bowl winning safety. He is also in the Hall of Fame for his contributions to the NFL. And Mr. Reed, or Coach Reed, I'm gonna call him Coach. If y'all know me, y'all know my last name. You can go to my Facebook, you see my last name. Y'all know Bethune-Cookman College means the world to somebody who actually has to carry that name on their back, such as myself, personally, in my personal life. And I do honorably, respectfully, and I love carrying that Bethune name. That's just me. I love being Darius Bethune, right? And I honestly, another one of my dreams when I was young was to go to Bethune-Cookman College, right? So I don't think Coach Reed was trying to but y'all know I'd be mad paranoid, bitch. But I don't think Coach Reed was trying to expose Bethune-Cookman. I think he was trying to get a better environment and a better situation for those kids, right? In my opinion. And to get money for these kids, to get money so that these kids aren't in helpless situations, he had people like Shaquille O'Neal and a lot of other big name, big money people that said, hey, we'll do anything for you. We'll help you out. Any of the finances you need, anything you need for these kids, anything you need to make these kids' experiences a lot better. Ed Reed was going to have facilities built, just like Deion Sanders did at Jackson State. He was having the kids take accountability and responsibility for their environment, and having them pick up trash and, move things around and make sure, you know what I'm saying? Like things are good on campus that the kids can control. But then, he started to get a little bit deeper and he started to see all these buildings that weren't being used and all these just properties just sitting and, and the second thing I think for Ed, I think this is the main thing for Ed Reed, and I can't speak for Coach obviously, but if y'all got these kids living in hell, they got mold, they don't got good facilities. The football team don't even got practice facilities. When I was in high school, my high school did my laundry for football, like that was normal. How do you go from high school to getting all these little amenities, just your laundry done, your football stuff in high school, so in college you can't even get that done? I can't get my laundry. Like for sports people, now other people may hear this and that never play sports, be like, you should do your own laundry. You have no idea what you're talking about or what that even means to a sports athlete when it comes to laundry. But anyway, it's like they don't have dorms, they don't have nothing, they can't even get their fucking laundry done. You see what I'm saying? So the other main thing now is if I have to find the donors, if I got to find the money to facilitate all this shit, y'all can't touch the money. Y'all cannot come in and go, oh yeah, we're going to put this percentage here, this percentage for football. If Shaquille O'Neal donates $2 million, right? Y'all can't come in and be like, oh, you got a $700,000 budget with money that I got for a donor. You see what I'm saying? That ain't gonna make no sense. And ain't nobody gonna rock with that. And Ed Reed, I'm gonna put all the money into football, the ticket sales. I'm gonna put the money back into the school. And far as taking the money from the kids, y'all can't do that. I'm not gonna allow y'all to take no money from these kids. Period. See what I'm saying? So that is where I think Bethune-Cookman fell out. The people on the campus, the interim person or whatever, the interim dean, I think that's where they all gonna fall out. Where Ed is like, Yo, y'all already milked the school. You already got kids paying tuition for things they not gonna get, right? So if that's the case, then go ahead and back off. Let me use this money to help the kids, because that wasn't y'all intent. Where's all this tuition? These kids pay $40 to $50 to $60, $100,000 when it comes to 4 years per kid. Where's this fucking money? All right, you stole it, you swindled it, that's fine. But what I'm gonna do is get money, and I'm gonna do the right thing with the money. And everybody went, oh, no, because if Shaquille O'Neal come with 4, 5, 10 million, because Shaq's a billionaire now. So Shaq give me 10 million, right? That's a charity write-off for Shaq. If I get, who else he had? He had the restaurant guy, the restaurateur, who was worth billions. If he gave him 10 million, right? You're talking already, 2 people already donated or gave $20 million. And the first thing they was going to do at Bethune-Cookman is go, oh yeah, we got 20 million. Here's 2 million for the football department. Well, whoa. The football department got the 20 million. It was the football department. That is the same as if the kids went on the street and washed cars and raised 20 million or $20 or $200. It's the same thing. They coached when it found the funding, right? In high school sports and cheerleading and baseball, we see these kids out gaining money. That money do not go anywhere else but to those kids and getting equipment. Y'all see the Little League coaches doing fundraisers and shit. The Little League coach take that money and spend it on his kids. Get all his kids bats, gloves, new uniforms. Fucking the uniforms be slamming. Parents be like, damn, y'all coming out with more money to get the kids food and before and after the game. That money go to the kids. See, but when you get into these alumni, when you get into these colleges and the money from alumni can be allocated throughout the school, right? Or most likely just put in somebody's pocket in Bethune-Cookman's case, and most of these HBCUs, right? But if the football team generated all the money, why should the money be going anywhere else? Tell me how that makes any sense of anything. Huh? Tell me how that makes sense of anything. It doesn't. The football team got all the money and they got to suffer. And other people get to line their pockets while these kids continue to suffer. The football team get all the money and generated millions, but these people who pay just to come to college to get a degree, not even in sports, just regular academics, got to suffer in these mole-written dormitories when Ed Reed can generate 20, 30, 50, 60, $100 million. And these kids got to suffer. That show you the evil of these fucking people. And then I'm going to tell y'all something. One thing that I do not play about is children. I don't play about children. You can have any opinion of me you want. You can say whatever you want, but the one thing you're going to know about me, if I see a child getting hurt, if I see a child being mistreated, I am stepping in. I am an adult, 38-year-old man. I am not standing back to see a child mistreated. That is me. I will say, I don't give a fuck if it's the parent. Now, if a parent, you got to whoop your kids, I ain't getting nobody business. But I'm saying I'm not finna watch or stand back while a child is mistreated. Now, let me get to what I'm saying. If that is the case about myself or any other man of just normal stature, how in the fuck do you sit back and watch these kids pay $15,000, $30,000, $20,000 a year for tuition and they got the worst dormitories possible? How do you watch these kids not even have security? You got drug dealers and crackheads on the campus. I paid 40. So with my one fucking 40, dude, you can't pay a security guard $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year to security campus. You can't get a security contract for $80,000 so they can have 2 people patrol your shit day and night. You're a fucking university. And we talking about women's rights and protect all women. And you motherfuckers got young women who are trying to run the world, who are trying to make sure they're not at the strip clubs. They're not twerking on Instagram. They're in fucking college trying to make something of this shit we in this shitty country. And these young women can't even get protection. Oh, women this, women that. These young women, all of these HBCUs, these black universities, can't even get a security guard. A flashlight cop. I don't listen to none y'all be talking about when he be, oh yeah, we for the kids. Y'all ain't for shit, but profiteering and lining your motherfucking pockets on the backs of ideology. That is what people do. People line their pockets on the backs of your ideology, of the shit that you think. They line their pockets on the shit that you think, y'all. And a lot of y'all don't understand that. A lot of y'all think that a lot of this shit in society is necessary, like college. Man, it's only necessary to learn how to remove somebody's heart or diagnose a person's illness or remove teeth as a dentist or as a podiatrist, help your foot. Or help your ass if you's a proctologist, or a woman's vagina if you's a gynecologist, or I mean, we can just keep going on. Yeah, that's needed. School is also needed. Like if you was an electrician, I don't want nobody coming in my house just plugging up wires and killing themselves in my house, right? But school ain't for college ain't for everything, man. But you got all these kids paying all this money in tuition. All these government, Fannie Mae and all these people, these kids getting loans and all this shit, government loans to pay to come to your school. So the government giving you the money, baby. You not getting the money, and they gotta live in this. And then to make it worse, so today is what? Today is Thursday, right? Today is Thursday. So the Bethune thing kind of started to happen like last week and over the weekend, and then kind of at the end of the weekend, Sunday, Monday, it kind of went to his head, and we kind of got all the information, right? So today's Thursday. So Tuesday on Undisputed with Shannon Sharp, right? On Tuesday. Trying to see if I get a better lighting situation. And I did get a better lighting situation. But anyway, so on Undisputed, Shannon act like he didn't know what the fuck was going on. It threw me off. It was like, all right, today is Thursday. If you're watching me right now live, today is Thursday. As I was saying, the Bethune thing happened over the weekend. How the fuck did Shannon Sharp get on Undisputed and start talking about Ed Reed like he has no idea that these fucking children are suffering? Let me tell y'all something. I used to work in mold restoration. I used to go in people's homes and knock down their walls, their drywall, take it outside to a dumpster, or sometimes they may have had mold in like a small corner, and I'd have to saw out that particular space. Sometimes it was a condemned house, and I had to go in. But let me tell y'all something. Mold, I used to have to wear masks. I used to be terrified that if I breathed this shit in, it would grow in my lungs. Y'all don't know the chemicals that we had to fucking put on mold. The test, the air test. A person got to come and it got to be certain parts per million not in the air after we put bleaching and kills every fucking where. That's mold. So now you got students. See, I can name them all. Like the main one be Stachybotrys. That is a form of mold. It's called Stachybotrys. And that is what those, and black mold has a technical term too, but most people know it as black mold. And you know the one that's green that get white and green, you know that is Stachybotrys. Stachybotrys can fucking make you very sick. Black mold can fucking kill you. These kids are experiencing Stachybotrys symptoms of mold infestation in their system. And also, they showing evidence that black mold exists on the campus too. And Shannon Sharp has the fucking nerve to get on Undisputed and act like he has no idea what Ed Reed is talking about. That Ed did not show those facilities and show over the weekend before you ever got on your fucking show, Shannon Sharp. Ed Reed showed you, I ran track all the way through middle and high school. 3 years middle school, 4 years high school, 7 years I ran track and field. Almost 10 fucking years if I'd have done it in college. Because I've been 3 years of running in college. I was trying to get to the Olympics, but I fucked my shit up. I fucked my life up, not my body. But anyway, Ed Reed showed y'all a fucking track and field that was a strip, y'all. Not a circle. Y'all know what the fuck a track look like, bitch. Not a circle, but just like a strip. A bitch can run for a few yards and then they end up the bitch look like a if you know track and field, they script look like a what do you call it? Long jump. It looked like a long jump strip. Like you was just running, you want to jump into a dirt pit. So at a black university, as Bethune-Cookman College, as prestigious as Bethune should be, the kids ain't got no track. The football players ain't got no facility where they can take showers after the practice, or no practice facility, no practice field. What are we talking about? How can Shannon Sharp get on Undisputed and act like he has no idea the things that Ed Reed pointed out? How do you do that? Oh, I know how you do it. I know how you do it. You do it by listening to your white TV bosses, right? Tell you what the fuck you can and can't say and how to address things. Instead of not saying nothing at all if you weren't going to be legitimate about what you was going to say, my nigga. Because the man already came out and gave you the evidence. The kids already came out and protest over the weekend. Shannon Sharp. See, I was with you, Club Shay Shay. I was with you. But not if you're going to go against the kids. And right now, if you're going against Ed Reed, it's obviously you're going against the kids. Because what you're saying is, I'm going to get anybody out the way that's going to get justice for these kids paying all this goddamn money to this institution. These kids should be allowed to be fucked for their money. Figuratively, because y'all, we live in a weird-ass world right now. Not that I care, but these kids get fucking fucked over out of thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars in tuition money. They're protesting over the weekend. And a predominant black man with a voice, with a syndicated fucking show, gets on goddamn TV and says, oh no, I don't know what Ed, Ed could have. Why are you even mentioning Ed Reed, Shannon Sharp? Shannon Sharp, why are we talking about Ed Reed? These kids have came out and said what they needed. Why are we talking about Ed Reed? Shannon, FYI, they already fired Ed this past weekend. Ed told you he knew he was fired on Friday, didn't tell the parents till Saturday. The media found out on Saturday. Shannon. So if Ed was fired already, Shannon, then why on Tuesday you get on there act like you don't know what happened and you ain't see these kids protesting about the situations at their university? Because at this point, if Ed, you know what? Never seen y'all talk about a coach get fired after he get fired. And if y'all do, you're talking about the firing. If a coach, if a predominant NBA coach or a coach y'all didn't think was supposed to get fired. Oh, y'all quick to jump on it. Right? But you gonna act like you had no idea that man bought that up already. You gonna act like you have no idea that the children been protesting since the weekend. When I see stuff like that, I know it's the devil, Shannon. And I know you may think, oh, I'm taking a position or this how I feel. This is, well, you know, can't nobody tell me, or everybody want to put an Uncle Tom or the, you know, everybody want to say this and say that about a black man. That, man, Shannon, let me tell you this. You showed yourself when you ignored exactly what Ed said. I'm telling you. You showed yourself, Shannon. When you ignored what that man said and you ignored the message that he's talking about these children, you're going to miss a man with 5 kids. My oldest daughter's 18 years old, and I'm raising I got 6 kids, excuse me, and I'm raising a big family. I want all my kids to have 6 kids, goddammit. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to have a big ass family. So you're looking at a man who has an adopted child. I think I got about 11 to 12, 13 nieces and nephews combined. You didn't listen to the kids? Shannon Sharp? See, I bet if it was your daughter, Shannon, you'd have heard it. You'd have heard it loud and clear if it was your baby. You wouldn't have went on TV on Tuesday and act like you had no idea that that man was already fired. None to talk about, unless you was gonna talk about it on Monday, bitch, which I don't think you did. All right? So none to talk about, right, Shannon Sharp? None to see here, because Ed was fired on Saturday and the news media broke it on Saturday, Shannon. The kids protested Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Shannon. The kids posted what their conditions were online, Shannon. And you get on a show that gets millions of views. Probably number 2 the first take. Or number 3, somewhere in there. I know you're top 5 because you got Skip Bayless. And you mean to tell me that is the approach you took about Ed Reed? Shannon Sharp, that's a motherfucking shame, brother. And the reason why I'm coming at you like that is only because the children are suffering. Not only children are suffering, but we're talking about the suffering for people who paid to change the suffering of black people. These children and their parents and their families paid money to stop the suffering, to stop the disenfranchisement, to stop the poisoning of our communities. That's why I love seeing these black kids, these young doctors and PhDs together, these black boys and black girl power and black boy power, or black magic. I don't give a fuck what you call it. I'm with it when we talking about the children. If y'all don't give a fuck about the kids, then say that. But don't attack the man that said, hey, like same thing with Kwame Brown. It is the same thing with Kwame Brown. Y'all attack people who are literally looking at the kids and saying the kids need to be protected. And you sick motherfuckers sit back and act like you're not hearing that. Oh, look at Kwame yelling again. Same with me. Look at me right now. This whole few minutes I've been talking about the children. A motherfucker be like, look at him yelling. He's so loud. He's so animated. He's so passionate. You know, I can't really hear what he's saying because you yelling. Because you screaming. Hey, guys. The kids. Hey, guys. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Hey, guys. The kids have spoken. If I whisper it, will you listen? If I say it concisely and precisely without raising my voice above a little moderate whisper, would you hear the plight of these screaming, disenfranchised, my money's been stolen and misappropriated children? Can you hear me now? Because it seems like if a black person talks up here or down here, it's only volume that's being judged. Right? When a black woman speaks with power, it seems like a black woman only gets angry black woman. It's like, oh, so it's not what I said. It's it's not what I said. It's how you thought I said it. Said it too black. Huh? And we talk about motherfucking kids, you sick pieces of shit motherfuckers. We're talking about fucking children. We're talking about children who have done their due diligence to make great grades, to do all the things that their parents told them to do in high school. These young ladies that are at these universities, they ain't hood hoes. They ain't pregnant. They ain't bit Birkin bag. They're trying to get an education to further our fucking growth. And that is why they get this treatment. Oh, I was going to go there. We gonna get in the car on this topic. We gonna get in the car, the trunk, the gas tank. Fuck you. When you against black children. When you against children, period. I don't give a damn if it's a white baby from KKK parents. I'm going to protect that baby. I don't give a fuck. Sorry. The parents could have already tatted swastikas on the baby. I'm protecting the baby. Fuck you. We'll get tattoo removal when you get older, Peter. I protect children at all costs. I'm sorry. I done seen too much. Where I come from, I done seen too much, man. I protect children at all costs. The things that I would do to a person that hurt a child, I cannot say on these platforms. Be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I'm a disciplinarian parent. I knock my kids the fuck out. Like real talk. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. My kids ain't finna play with me. 1,000 on the $1,000 bill. My kids ain't gonna play with me. I'll knock them all the way the fuck out. I'm a real disciplinarian parent. But you ain't finna abuse no goddamn child. You say abuse, like, what you mean? You knock them all the way the fuck out? Well, a real parent that actually got kids know the threats that parents make that sound great, right? Sound great. Let's sit your motherfucking ass down before I knock your motherfucking ass out. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't finna sit back and watch no child be mistreated, man. I'm already in the system adopting children. You think I got the time to watch a child be mistreated? I'm already in the adoption agency database and shit. You think I got time to watch a child be mistreated? You think I got time to watch children be in a dormitory where they pay thousands of dollars? Man, back to my mold restoration job. You know how easy it is for them to pay somebody to go in there and get that shit taken care of for them kids? remodel a few sinks, a few piping systems, and all that for about $1 million. Take about $1 million to really get them kids just normal. Not even like these big universities looking on it. No, you ain't even got to do that. You can take about $1 million and make their living facilities better, and then you can start from there. That's all you gotta do. Upgrade the Wi-Fi, upgrade the power, the cable lines, the electricity. Put up some plaster, repaint the walls. You can do that in 2-3 weeks. You can do that over summer break when they go home. Cost you less than $1 million, probably 400 grand. To get the mold out, all that. And it ain't gonna take you long. I'm telling you, you can do all. All right, I ain't trying to sound funny. I'm being honest. And this is a compliment. And I'm saying this with respect. So we gonna act like we ain't got Mexicans? It's time y'all start showing the Mexican community some respect. We gonna act like in this country, we ain't got Mexicans. The Mexican is the robot human. They can do anything, endure anything, go through anything, and you ain't. Much admiration, respect, and love to my Mexican people. Because without them, we don't even have orange juice. The shit y'all take for granted. You can't even go to your store and get half the shit you wanted if Mexican people said, fuck you Americans, I'm going back home. Fuck your pennies on the dollar for your work because I'm undocumented. Fuck if America on the backs of Mexicans, like it was built on the backs of blacks and stabilized on the backs of Mexicans. So when people try to tell me about work, when somebody try to disclose to me what can get done, I say this with all respect. All respect. And I'm not trying to be funny. No, I'm saying this with respect to the Mexican community. People act like we don't have the baddest fucking workers in our motherfucking country. We have the baddest group of people that can get shit done in our country. And did I say something wrong? Is there something I just said wrong? That one particular group of people get shit done so goddamn fast and efficiently. But we finna look at small little things and say, oh, that can't be done for a certain amount of money. And what I want to say is, hell, the Mexicans would have got that done in 3 weeks. See, but I show my respect, and I want to just make it some surface nigga shit. Because Mexicans is niggas too, and we respect them and love our fucking chulos, cholos. We love our cholos, period. Much respect to the Mexican community. But when people act like shit can't be done, first thing I think is, what country you live in? This is no slight at black people, like black people don't build. I know plenty of black roofers construction. It's not what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm talking about the efficiency, the know-how, the consolidation that Mexican people learn how to do during a job. My cousin is my cousin. He's black. He runs one of the biggest small business. He has the biggest small business concrete business in the state in Central Florida. He's not a big giant like the major companies, but out of like all the small guys who do concrete, my cousin's the biggest guy. He makes a lot of money. He hires Latin guys. He hires Spanish guys. He hires Mexican guys, Latino guys, Cuban guys, Puerto Rican guys. He hires black guys because I'm black and he'd hire me, and his brother works for him, his dad. So we ain't talking about race thing. I'm saying don't tell me something can't be done when I know I got Mexicans. You're just lying. You're just lying. And if that makes you feel like I'm racist, I got to over-explain that. You're just stupid. And you don't know where your orange juice come from. All those strawberries, all that produce at Walmart. To say that somebody does a job better than anybody else on the planet is negative. You got a long way to go as a person. I shouldn't have to quantify that. You cannot tell me in the United States of America something is undoable And I got Spanish people. I got Mexicans. I'm not gonna believe you. I'm not gonna believe you. I'm sorry. So they could have got that done while them kids was on vacation. We live in a efficient enough society to get those things done. And it's not to cheat the Mexican people, the Spanish people, Latin people out of their money that's rightfully owned for the skills that they provide. I'm saying we could have made a deal. We could have got that done. But don't nobody want to hear that. Everybody just want to sit back and have the surface conversation. Oh, Ed Reed said this way. He said that way. Well, all right, he got fired. What about what the kids talking about? See, that's how it work in real world, not in society. See, in society is reality. Reality is the internet. All that shit is that. No, in the real world, this how people really fucking function. In the real world. We're not looking at no surface shit. Y'all already fired Ed Reed. Great. What's up with them kids, though? What about these protests that these children are doing? These young men and young women. Not even children at this point. These young men and young women. What about their argument? What about their plight? What about where their tuition money is going? Now, you think about these young black men and women, right? Most of them are probably going, I'd say about 60 to 70, 65, 70%, maybe somewhere in there, 60 to 70% of them are going at jobs that they're probably going to get right after college, right? Where they can kind of like really like start making, start paying back student loans and shit like that, right? Going into their field. I'm supposed to go into my field of work with a daycare version of college. You see how they setting these kids up to fail? Y'all don't even know the conditions or excuse me, the physical ailments that stress induces on children. There are actual physical ailments that happen in children due to stress. This is how certain kids may even possibly gain tumors, leukemia, anorexia. Anorexia is a you can get anorexia is a precursor to leukemia. And I ain't a doctor, so I'm gonna move on. Because I get passionate and I get mad when we talking about these kids. And I just don't, as a person who got an adopted son, as a person who would take every child in the world and make them, you know what I mean? Like safe and to see these people squander this money. And they didn't fuck over the money because they never got it. But to see them be so money hungry that they like, yo, you just trying to help the kids. What about my pocket? Like, bro, you already raped the kids. You already got money. And I know you already got money because for the last years, you ain't made no moves. No, like Ed Reed, no disrespect to Coach Reed. No disrespect to Coach Reed. I'm just saying, just like Dion, Ed Reed do provide a fucking a dynamic of show power with the name Ed Reed, Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer. That's big. That's Ed Reed. Okay, that's Coach Reed. That's fucking Ed Reed, the best safety to ever touch a football. Okay, so that comes with some juice on the name, though. Not even qualifications. I'm just talking about the name and the juice on the name. What you're saying, Bethune-Cookman, is you don't want nothing good for your children. And what you're saying, Bethune-Cookman, is parents shouldn't send their children to Bethune-Cookman. because they won't be protected. They won't be able to get the education that you're paying umpteens of thousands of dollars for. Instead, we create a different kind of environment here at Bethune. It's my name. I got to do better, man. Y'all got to do way better. Y'all dealing with a mass amount of black children. And again, like I said, Shannon, I'm going to stand on this and say this, and I'm going to remind myself I said this. I was only watching Undisputed because of you. I stopped liking Skip Bayless a while ago. I stopped liking Skip Bayless for how he treated Jamel Hill. I stopped liking Skip Bayless. And no, I'm not a big Jamel Hill fan. Really don't like Jamel either. But I just saw Skip's true colors on a lot of things. And I don't really listen to his takes. I just listen to Shannon and I watch another fucking video, like, or another change the channel. Like, I'm being honest. Now I probably won't even be watching y'all's show. I'm going to be honest. I'm a dad, man. And I'm a girl dad. And not only do we got to protect these women and these young men, these men and these young ladies, but you know, we got to stand on it's upon us to come to a point where we actually fucking stand on something and we actually mean what we say and say what the fuck we mean. I ain't watching that shit no more. Y'all debate shitty show. I'd rather go back to watching Stephen A. Smith before I watch you. One thing, Stephen A. love the kids. You ain't never heard Stephen, like, you ain't gonna never hear Stephen A. misrepresent himself the way you have Shannon Sharp. And I know Shannon think he pulled the sly one. Let me say this before I go. Shannon, I know you think you pulled the sly one by the way you talked about Ed Reed and the way you talked about the situation. I know you think you pulled the sly one, that people weren't gonna be up in arms about the way you talked about this. Oh no. In all my days. Nah, Shannon, yeah, man, you stepped in it. So let's move on with the show. Next topic. I just wanted to get that out the way. Y'all know I love the kids. I don't play about the kids. And I just hope people get their shit together when they come to these children and stop having these kids waste their goddamn money on tuition and not be able to get the just the amenities that they need, you know, just get the regular shit that they need. Even food. Even food. Kids ain't even got a goddamn cafeteria, man. How Bethune-Cookman ain't got no cafeteria, no food coming in to feed their kids. Y'all ain't even building an economy in the school. You know how stupid that is? You're not even building an economy in the school. There's nothing there for your children to go and buy food. They're getting box lunches and vouchers at Bethune-Cookman. But you got children going to Fannie Mae, going to these banks, going to these entities and getting these loans to go to these fucking schools. And people are just like, oh, like where the money went. That's all I want to know. Because I some of the things that need to be done at Bethune-Cookman, I've done major jobs. I've done an apartment building that had to break down and do mold restoration. And those buildings obviously need to be condemned or cleaned for mold restoration. I know what those jobs look like. And as I say again before I get off, shout out to Kenny in the building. As I say before I get off, stop acting like we don't got Mexicans. They're some of the most efficient, precise people when it comes to doing anything in our country. And they're the reason why we have produce and we can go to a grocery store and get the food that we get. Respect them and show them the respect they deserve, because without them, you're hungry. But I say that to say, stop acting like things cannot be done efficiently, because we have a group of some of the most efficient people that is born in mankind. And has no pride about work. Other people got pride. I ain't doing that job. That's beneath me. That's beneath me. Meanwhile, you need the government and the U.S. government to help you with all kind of subsidizing. While these motherfuckers get out there and do the work that's beneath you to support and take care of their families and rise above and build up and become good citizens and law-abiding and tax-paying citizens in this country. While you too good and that's beneath you. So fuck you, Bethune-Cookman. Fuck you, Shannon Sharp, and everybody else who against Ed Reed. Because that's sick that you're against children. and you're actually against Americans spending their hard red dollar getting what they paid for. You think those kids paid for molded dorms? Huh? Them kids didn't pay for no fucking molded dorms. Let me get Kenny in here. No, they didn't. They didn't pay for no goddamn molded dorms. You talking about tuition. You know how much tuition is? Y'all play dumb. One child paying $40,000, $50,000 a goddamn year. Don't play dumb. There go Kenny. And actually, I know you.
Yeah, I'm working on something. I'm working on it. You know what I'm saying?
I see you.
Yo, no, I was listening to what you were saying, man. And you know me, man. I always got my philosophical look on life, and you know, a lot of that to me just sounds. It's a perception of what people have, or what they have versus don't have. The haves and haves not. I'm in El Paso, so I see the work ethic of a Hispanic man and woman all day, every day. But I think it's a little more than that, because America gives people a lot, but nothing more than a false sense of being. A false deserve. Because people feel like because they're in this world, they deserve everything, but they don't want to put in the work to get it, forgetting all of the generation that came before them that paid with blood, sweat, and tears. You know, I'm not an American descendant of slaves, so it's a little hard for me to relate to the struggle, the fight, the power, because at the end of the day, when people say, oh, we're oppressed, but the voice and the platform they have, how oppressed are you when you get to say that shit where 30 years ago, you would have been swinging from a tree like a piñata? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that mentality. But at the same time, when I look at a lot of people who do put in that hustle and that hard work, they ain't complaining. They're making moves.
I want you to comment on
to the hustlers on the street. Go ahead.
I want you to comment on this. If I'm in college and I pay money for tuition and I cannot get basic accommodations as a predominantly black school, I can't get basic accommodations. I'm living in mold-infested environments. I can name the mold. I saw it on the news. It's called Stachybotrys. And I was telling my audience earlier that black mold has a name too, but it's commonly just known as black mold. It's not a technical term like Stachybotrys. That's a scientific name for that green and gray looking mold, right? These are the children that are trying to stop perpetuating the cycle. These are the children that went inside of themselves and said, I'm going to make something better for myself. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to talk about the hood. I'm not going to talk about the environments where I come from. I'm going to get a side job. I'm going to ask my parents. I'm going to work hard so that I get an academic scholarship or a scholarship in sports, whatever the fuck I got to do. These are the children we're talking about at Bethune, at these HBCUs. No one, these children did not say, give me a handout. You know why they didn't say that? Because we know they have something called tuition. So nobody asked for a handout because they had to pay their way there. So what I was saying was, these black children who are not, they're not twerking. They didn't go to Snapchat to start making OnlyFans. They said, I'm gonna be the best version of me I can be. And it's like, you mean to tell me I spent $40,000? And like I was clarifying so I don't sound disrespectful to the Mexican community and the Latin community, but they're just very efficient workers, goddammit. And to deny that you can't get something done in 5 minutes with the Latin worker is bullshit. Because I work in that industry of apartments being built, of walls being knocked down. I worked in demolition. I know the process that goes into building an apartment, the piping, the tub that has to go in, how the tub has to go in, how the toilet has to go in. I know. And you mean to tell me these kids got to live in fucking mold when a team of 10 Mexicans will knock that shit out in the weekend? That was my point. And I didn't mean to, I was over clarifying.
But you also got to look at the community in which that's there. Now, I see your point. What is the availability of the hard workers? And in your case, when we say that, we're talking about Hispanics, is there a community of like-minded? Because living in a border city, there's a different breed of hustlers when it comes to the Hispanic community, because a lot of them are coming over from a place of poverty. They learn a trade, they learn something, and then they slap that shit on a truck and they start building.
That's why I don't. But just give me a second. That's why I don't subscribe to people saying other shit, because guys like you fucking know. You see it firsthand.
I grew up in it. The high school I went to was predominantly Hispanic, and me being myself a first generation American, like I saw, just how amazing this community is, especially when you become part of it, when you date it, when it's a lot of your close friends, when you have a lot of them that are just showing you this work, and it's hard, man. It's a different understanding when a lot of them literally all it takes is crossing over and then just working hard every day. I've seen so many of my friends' parents work their butts off, and my friends now are successful people. They're in the community, they're the government of El Paso. A lot of them, we were in the service together, and the work ethic that they learned from their parents carried over to this day.
Amen.
Into who they are. I also saw the other side of the fence, to where it was successful. The parents somewhere along the line lost the ability to pass that on to their child, who got the sense of entitlement. So it's not all of them, but it's a human nature. Like, again, I'm West Indian. West Indians, you in that culture, West Indians will hustle all day, every day.
That is right.
You know what I'm saying? They will make their money. They'll open their stores. They will get up before the sun rises, and they will go home long after the sun sets to make sure their family has
my brother's dad is West Indian and died and left him 2 stores open. My brother's dad is West Indian, so I know all about the West Indians. Yeah.
I look at my pops. My pops went from working at an oil refinery, leaving that when the oil refinery got closed down, joining the United States Army, gaining his citizenship by joining the United States Army, leaving an island that he's never left his entire life, to a whole other country with a whole set of people when we were in Germany, to come to El Paso and steadily work, where my uncle Bogat, was in jail for murder, over drugs. Where my other uncle, he's a musician, but he's a struggling musician, been doing that his entire life, and my dad's the younger brother, and when something happens, his brothers and sisters call him for help. So on my side, it's both of that. It's the hard workers, and then those who barely got by, and then those who are in the system. So, and then my uncle, when he got out, he got deported. And this is the man that I remember cutting my hair as a kid. So it's about the ethic that is passed on. And so much of these generations, they, like you said, they're not online twerking. They're not, doing all this OnlyFans shit. They're not trying to be influencers. They're going to college. But it takes more than just showing up to learn something. It's about, what are you willing to do to maintain? Are you working? Are you looking for those type of places? Are you even saying, hey, there's an opportunity here? How many people do you know or have heard of that started a nonprofit and raised awareness? You know what I'm saying? The one thing about the Black people is, when we get together as a collective voice, bro, we can shatter the stars. But what happens when that voice is pointed in the wrong direction? You know what I'm saying? Like, I always like to think of this, man. If we were a cannon and we were aimed at our goal, and you had this powerful force right when that cannon is about to fire, it gets knocked off course, and it fires marching and making something. Not forget. I want to say is the fucking that up. But when back then where this huge black community got raided and they burned it down, they burned down a community of people who made something for themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's in our history. How many times has it been done over and over again?
Right.
But now, when you look at who we are, it's just a bunch of saying, we deserve this, give us that, help us do this. Instead of saying, we got this, I'll be right back. Hold my struggle. You know what I'm saying? Hold my dignity. I'll be right back. Hold this. Watch this. Look at the Jewish community. Their history, there are still people to this day with tattoos on their bodies that indicated that they were a part of the tragedy that was the Holocaust, that turn around and still make something of themselves. So that tragedy wasn't that long ago, but look at how far they've come because they've banded together. They've supported one another. They've put faith in each other. They've done business with each other. What happens in the black community when we do business with each other? The HBCU, look at prime time. They found out they were stealing money. You know what I'm saying? They were everybody's out to make $1 for themselves, and they don't want to share.
Who was stealing money with Dion? What you say? Dion was stealing money, or what were you saying?
No. The HBCU was pocketing money when Dion was coming out of his pocket for the HBCU. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have the culture of I want to be the one on top, and I don't want to share that rank. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if you look at there's a Chinatown. People from China came and created their own community so prominent that it is known as Chinatown. Where's Africatown at?
But what I was discussing with you is that we now have a generation of black children who can make a black town. But give me a second. But if they don't have even Jackson State University, which is a HBCU, they don't even have that level that Dion had to create in years, like 2-3 year process of building that school up, right? And you see the facilities that it has. These children don't even have the bare minimum of what Jackson State had before Dion showed up. These kids at Bethune don't even have that. So all I'm saying is, if I paid my money, right? Cause what you holding right there? That's a bass, right?
Oh, my 5-stringer.
Oh, that's a 5-string, right? 5-string bass?
Yep. That's
So,
the 4-string over there.
So listen, my shout out to my boy Nas Ruler. He's a bass player, my best friend, and he's also a big fan of Jocko. He plays all of Jocko's ballads. But yo, bro, if you bought that 5-string and a nigga handed you a guitar and like an acoustic guitar, you're like, bro, it's not what the fuck I paid for. Not only that, you only gave me a frame of acoustic guitar. There's no strings. There's no neck on it. You said the neck's separate. Like, I got to assemble this motherfucker. I didn't pay you to assemble this. I didn't pay you for this fucking guitar. I paid you for a 5-string bass. If I paid you for a 5-string bass, I want a 5-string bass. If I paid you $40,000 for a tuition, I want fucking $40,000 worth of tuition. I'm seeking education. I'm seeking tutelage. I'm not saying give me something. I'm saying I'm working an extra job. I'm asking for loans and shit. Give me what I'm paying for.
I hear you. Here's my response to that. I am pretty sure that the students now have been talking about this forever. And before I put my money, if I want to buy I'm in a unique position, my friend, that I'm left-handed. When it comes to instruments and being left-handed, I have to put faith to a point in when I buy things online because they don't tend to have it in store. To your example of buying a bass but then getting a piece-by-piece guitar one, know where if I pay for something and I don't get what I want, I'm gonna make sure I have the ability to get it back, and I have a voice for that. However, I also do my research. When you're going to a school like that and you're putting money out that, it behooves the parents or the provider to do the research. So at some point, these kids should have had something, but they have also been failed by those who should have instructed them to do the research. You know what I'm saying?
What you saying is like,
black mold don't just come here. It takes time to cultivate. It needs the right environment. It needs the right time. It needs the right conditions to grow. So it's been there long before.
Can I reinterpret what you're saying? Can I reinterpret what you're saying?
Go ahead.
We need to stop supporting shit like that. Stop sending your kid to a school like that, there, motherfucker. I was almost offended at the beginning of you talking this particular part, because my rebuttal was going to be, in my head, I was like, so you're chalking this up to a Google review. But then I stopped and I said, well, Darius, would you do your due diligence if you had to send your kid away to a school? The fuck you would. So no, I can't. No, I have to agree with you 1,000%.
But to your point, though, how hard is it to do? If a parent was like, "Well, I looked on Google, so everything was all right," I would give that parent enough that okay, you looked, you just didn't look hard enough, but you did something. How many kids went there just on the strength of you're going to an HBCU? You're gonna be all right. Mama gonna work it out. Mama gonna work it out.
Facts.
It's about the integrity of what's the word I'm looking for? It's about the integrity of your brand. The integrity of the brand. People want you to go to HBCU just because of I am supposed to go to college at HBCU because of the color of my skin. Why are you giving money to these other schools, as they will call them, these white schools they don't have your best interests at heart? Well, hold on. I get what you're saying, but these schools, they got other issues, but none of them are black mold.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
The people, the only living condition you got to work with, you got to worry about is your neighbor, and the shit comes out of their mouth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's a huge difference, and what sucks is this taints the respect of other HBCUs that are upholding the promises that they have.
Well,
because if you
the dialogue, and I'm waiting for some more, and if you get anything, let me know. But the dialogue is that this is a running thing with HBCUs because this is what's going on financially. Oh, that's my lady right there. What's up, babe? Yeah, but just financially with like the HBCUs, they're basically saying this is a running thing of like the football money being misappropriated. Like they're only accounting, like they sell 40,000 seats, they only count 20,000 tickets. Like it's just a running thing where like, you're crippling me to even be able to represent you properly. You're fucking crippling me. You know what I mean? You're taking my legs out from it. If you're not going to, let me say this one more part. I'm going to say this one more part. Ed Reed got Shaquille O'Neal and some other billionaire to donate or to promise to donate money to Bethune. And they basically said, whatever you need, we'll blank check this shit for you. Mind you, they weren't the only people, but they were the people that were named just out of conversation. But Ed didn't want to go into further, right? I want to hear your take on this. The discrepancy that I think overall with Bethune and Ed is, Ed told them, with looking at your track record, bitch, I don't trust you with the dollars. So if anybody cut a check for football money, this is football money. You can't give me a budget off of funds I've raised. And I stated this. If me and you had a little league team and we stood on the corner and did car washes and we raised $1,000, what me and you gonna go do? We're going to go buy the kids bats, gloves, new uniforms. They're going to have food before the game. Until the money run out, shit, we're going to do the right thing by our team. We ain't, what we need $1,000 for? For the fucking kids. That's why we raised it. So if I raise this money and you ain't got shit, their track, my nigga, supposed to be a circle. That bitch look like a like you're trying to do a long jump. You know the strip for long jump or triple jump, like when you run and you jump in the dirt? That's how long the whole track is. So if I take this money and tell Shaquille O'Neal, your money's finna go to the children. If I tell this other billionaire, your money's finna go to the children. And you go, what they gave, 20 million? All right, here's a budget. There's a $2 million budget for the football program. You can suck my, what do you got to say? You go ahead.
I hear 4 things that should always be done from an outside agency: clarity, ownership, transparency, accountability. Whenever these situations come up, everybody's looking for their just due. I'm owed this because I brought this in. Where's my cut for doing what's right? There's an integrity issue with the people behind it. I go back to the research. When you have that kind of money to donate $20 million, you got enough money to vet the people you handed this money to. You can look at the books and the accountability and say, I don't trust this, or I'm going to have this agency take care of it. And this is where you find out where the people are. If I was to say, yo, I'm going to give you this money, but I'm going to have these people handle it through you. You give them a list of the things you need. They're going to take care of it. If your first reaction isn't thank you, if it's anything other than thank you, you looking for you come in this with your hand out, meaning that somebody else is looking to take some of that money that's not designated to them and make it for them. Accountability, clarity. Where's your list of things you need? Give me that and show me how much it costs. Do your due diligence and give me the estimate. Ownership. This is going to be done by an outside agency. You can have oversight, but you don't have your hands in any of the pot. Okay?
That's where that bridge opened a hole and the contract and relationship fell through in that hole.
Yo, imagine giving Winnie the Pooh control over all the pots of honey. That motherfucker's gonna be like, "What happened, Winnie the Pooh? Oh, bother.
Hey,
I messed up."
Well,
you know
no, but wait. There's a difference if all that honey was for Tigger, was for Eeyore, was for Christopher Robin. There's a big difference. But if all the honey was given to Pooh, he can indulge until he dies. It's his.
But it's not so much who it's for, but it's who's managing it. Because, again, that's like, let's go back to it. Biggie Smalls, never get high on your own supply. If I can't trust myself and I want to do good, I need to let somebody else do it. Now, let's go back to transparency. When is this due, and how does it get doing, and who's playing the part? Okay? The clarity is the list of things we need. The ownership is who's taking care
Let me
of it.
ask this way. If I'm your son's Boy Scout leader, or swimming coach, or track coach, or wrestling coach, or baseball coach, right? And I say, parents, I need $100 for uniforms. I need $15 for this. Make sure your kids got batting gloves. And on the first game, your kids got on what they had on when they arrived. They ain't switching to no uniform because I ain't got them. And I'm like, yeah, they coming. The next game, they still got to play in regular clothes. Bro, you going to be looking at me funny. You're going to be at me like, who is this nigga? Why is this nigga? And what is this nigga?
I'm going to take it a step further. You show up, coach is like, yo, we got equipment. We got uniforms. He goes into a box and he pulls out a bunch of shirts with numbers drawn on with markers. White t-shirts you get from Walmart. Shirt, here's a uniform. Did he lie? No. Was he transparent in the uniform? No. I got equipment, pulls out wiffle bats.
But the language, but listen, as just a straight up person, bro, Your logic in that moment, if that happened to you, is not to determine my misrepresentation of the terms. You're just like, this is a bogus ass nigga who took my money and did some other shit with it.
That's right. That's right. No matter what it, and that's what a lot of these HBCUs are doing. They're saying, yes, we're gonna build a track, but they built a piece of a track. Did they lie? Fuck yeah. But in their mind, hold on now, we said we built a track. We didn't say it'd be a full ass track. We built a track. Why are you upset? You know what I'm saying? That's an easy 100-meter dash. What you talking about? Just, you know what I'm saying? It's all about the perception that they're given and what they're promising. And no one is checking up or following through.
No one's voting for that politician, bro. No one's voting for the half-track politician, bro. Because if that's the case, we might as well make Fauci the president and we all get fucking 666 marks on our forehead and call it a day.
But while we sit here talking about these HBCUs and all of the shady shit they're doing, meanwhile, fucking, what's his punk ass name?
Brett Favre, piece of shit.
No one's talking. It always seems like when shit pops up with somebody else, all the dirt that black people do seem to come up and take over.
Hey, you know who our favorite dirt dumper? You know who gets all the dirt when something happens? Blame it on Chris Brown. They do that. There's a lack of transparency and accountability. I think my girl can, like, I can't see comments that y'all can see. Like, I just seen her post something based on what.
Yeah, it just said based on.
Agrees with it. Since there's a lack of transparency and accountability. Yeah. My girl is sticking up for you. She know how aggressive I can be. Shut up! You don't stick up for him.
I appreciate it, ma'am. Thank you. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, like, I get where the intention is, but you know how many roads were paved with good intentions? You know what I'm saying? You know how many issues were created from people with good in their heart, but evil in their hands and in their motives?
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the same time, at the end of the day, I put this back on us as the community because we are putting these people in this position. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has the ability to change, but the right amount of money will change a good person. You know what I mean? I want somebody that came from the gutter, from the kennel, who struggled, who came up not asking for everything, but giving everything to be the people that were put in charge. Because when you got somebody who struggled and the first thing they do when they get money is take care of themselves, that ain't somebody I want to be around. I want to be around somebody that still beats around the bush, that still got a piece of shit car, but still has enough to take care of everybody. Because that's how I grew up.
Not only that.
I grew up in a place to where, like right now, man, you know, like my house, I don't know how many times I've looked at my garage and said, I got more than enough space for people that need a place to stay. I'm sorry, person. It ain't the best, but if you need a place, it's wintertime, come on through and pop up. People are like, yo, you got your fucking kids in the house. You got your wife there. You be trusting people with there. I'm like, that's why I got a fucking gun. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, don't come out that garage door after this time. You know fucking better.
Yeah, I can protect my family. That protecting my family isn't the question. It's about helping somebody. If I didn't think I could protect my family, why the fuck I wouldn't be doing this type of help, motherfucker?
Right. Do you know why I have a heart for the homeless? Because I was there too. I remember those long ass nights. I remember those cold ass nights. I remember the people who gave money when they didn't have to. And I have a rule when it comes to homeless people. I don't give men money, and I don't give women attention. What I'll do is, if you're a woman, I don't mind giving you change. Here you go, ma'am. I got $1. Take it, whatever. If you're a man, nah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? You're a man. You got the ability to work. But what I will give you is, you need some food? Hell, even a dude who's holding up a sign like, I ain't gonna lie, I need weed. I'm gonna give you know, here's $2 towards the gram, my man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna give you, you know, if you got the ability to work, you need to go and work. The right amount of of money don't change people. It exposes who they really are. Ooh, facts on stacks on racks. That's
It's really how I believe. Like I always think like when you come from like where we come from, like even with you being first generation, you understand. It's not too much of a difference. And watching your parents have to level up, level up, level up. You know what I'm saying? It's like I always tell people, my mother right now, she got like the best crib in the world and all this, right? She's been a millionaire twice. But when you've done something and for other people it's become the norm, that norm almost dissipates. You know what I mean?
People raised their rock bottom when they get to a new level.
Say that again.
People will change.
Say that again.
People will raise their rock bottom when they get to a new level.
Wow. Talk on it.
Gauge how far you come when you're always at rock bottom. When I see these people online talking about, I want a man who makes $200,000 so I can be comfortable. I'm like, yo, man, I used to make my life work making 10 G's a year. I remember the first time, bro, I made a job where I was making $12 an hour. I cried and praised God because I was like, I never thought it would ever happen. You know what I'm saying? I remember the first time my parents, when I bought my parents' home, bro, it was a home at one point I wasn't welcomed in. And when I met my wife was blessed enough to not have that struggle mentality. But because she didn't have that struggle mentality, we struggled to see eye to eye when it came to the what's good in life. Where I'm like, yo, we don't need to up our life. Like, oh, you just got to raise so we can get a bigger house. I'm like, why? Like, we don't need a bigger house. Like, what's wrong with this house we got now? This house is beautiful. You know, this is my parents' house. Like, I'm happy here. You know what I'm saying? And for her, she's like, well, we need more space. I'll make more space. I make more space in the house. Well, we need
boom. I knock down a fucking wall. I'll knock down this garage and make it 5-car. I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
I built a porch. I was like, oh, we need more space. Cool. I built a patio. I put in some grass. Boom, we got space. You know, well, we're too close to these neighbors. Put up a privacy fence. Like every issue she had, I was able to do with these God blessed two hands. And my pocket didn't change. I still walk out there looking like a bum because I don't need to buy clothes to impress people. Fuck that. I still shop at Walmart. This beanie, fucking Walmart. My fucking slides, Walmart. This shirt, motherfucker, I made this shirt. I drew this on. I made this shit.
Bro,
and that shit is
look at me in Hulk Hogan mode. Tell him again, bro.
Walmart has funded my life.
I'm different than you where I'm not Walmart. The only thing I buy at Walmart that Walmart has better than anyone is prints, like the Rick and Morty, the Rugrats, their t-shirt prints. You're not gonna. That's all I wear. You're not gonna because they match with any kicks. If you got kicks, you can run through Walmart shirts, and they're gross. The artistry, the graphics is nasty. So when niggas be spending $1,000 on shit and standing in the corner waiting for a woman to talk to him, I got on $16 worth of shit. And I leave with the girl you was looking at. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to my lady. I'm just making a point.
I was about to say, like, we expect you, ma'am. Thank you for your time and your courtesy.
Yeah, do not stab me in my sleep. He knows he's a witness. He knows you're gonna kill me. I'm like, hey, I'm like XX and Tashiana. It was Drake. It was Drake.
But yeah, bro, like, I look at, but here's the thing. People don't have the foresight for patience.
Explain foresight for patience. Explain foresight for patience.
When hindsight is when people like, oh, I should have done this or should have done that. Foresight for patience is all I have to do is wait a little bit longer and I'll have what I want right now. All I have to do is wait a little bit longer and I'll have what I want right now. Because if I go get it right now, something's going to come up that would have been either better or the money I wasted would have been needed. I live my life in 3 tiers. I have my must-dos, my can-dos, and my want-tos. There are things I must do. I must get up every morning and work to provide for my family. I must make sure that my wife every day knows that I love her, and my kids know that daddy's going to be here when they wake up and when they go to sleep. My can-dos. I can do things for myself that I don't have to do for other people, or I have to pay for other people. I can provide opportunities for other people if need to. I want to be on a different level. I want to have that PS5. I want to have it. If my must-dos can't take care of my can-dos, then I sure as fuck can't do my want-tos. But by the time I get to a want-to, my must-dos and can-dos probably already took care of that shit, so I don't need to. You know what I'm saying? That's all I live my life. So when people always like, oh, I like your truck. Oh, yeah, cool. That truck right there, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? My car blew up in New Mexico out of nowhere. Engine blew up. I had to spend the night listening to coyotes in the fucking desert. Ooh! And I mean, that motherfucker like, my black ass can't even see myself. I'm so dark out this bitch, right? By the time I got back to El Paso, I went to the first dealership and I was like, I need a truck. And I bought a truck just so I could tow my shit back. I didn't realize that I bought myself a truck on my birthday. I didn't realize that I had went out without question, got me something that I needed, okay, and came back. But that need turned around and took care of my must-dos, because now I must go to work and I ain't got to worry about it. I can go and do everything I need to do. And that want, it came out of necessity that I was able to provide.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do these things right, things will happen. Everyone's looking like, damn, Kenny came up in work. Kenny got a new truck. Yo, man, that truck is beautiful. Everybody's lauding me for something that they want, and I'm looking at it like, oh, I needed that.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
You know me. When I got your time, I really be trying to segment that shit. You know me. Like when I get you, I'm gonna have you on now. You know me. I try to squeeze that fucking orange, man, because I appreciate you everything you say. Like I love going back and watching our content. I'm gonna say 2 words and then I want to listen to you because, like I said, I can talk all day, but I don't get you all the time. Andrew Tate, what's up?
Man, it's hard to believe when the world hates you. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude spoke some real shit. He said a lot of shit that I grew up hearing from the men in my community, and he's not wrong. I don't necessarily agree with his approach on how to treat every woman, because I don't treat my wife like that, nor did my dad treat my mom like that. And at some point, I'm pretty sure that he had someone in his life that he loved. I know he had his female coach that took care of him. And I always listened to the people who knew him before he became Andrew Tate. Because at some point, fame and money will change you. Going back to what your lady said, the right amount of money don't change people. It just shows who you really are. But at the end of the day, it's always the people who are outspoken were the first ones who be on the grill smoking. They'll be the first one people want to cook. They'll be the first one someone want to get out of there. And for everything that he's going through, bro, I'm not stupid. I've seen a lot more shit to know that when things are set up. But I also know that men can be depraved, but things can be twisted. So what I choose to do is sit back and listen and wait before my judgment is out there. I was never really big into all the shit he said before, but I'll be damned if that man didn't sit there. When he went on and he talked to, what's that dude's name? Morgan Pierce, the British dude. That man,
yo, chill out. Don't do my man. Nah, I'm not finna let you do that. I'm not finna let you do that. Don't do my man Pierce like that. His name Pierce Morgan, dog. Don't do my man like
Pierce Morgan, there it is. I couldn't remember. Morgan Pierce Morgan. Whoever his name is. Hey, Andrew Tate had his glasses off, looked that man in the eye.
He murdered Pierce. He murdered Pierce Morgan.
He was the attitude that everybody saw him normally being rambunctious and loud. He was respectful. He waited for him. He didn't interrupt. He didn't get upset. A man who can control his emotions like that.
Dangerous.
Andrew Tate does a lot of the shit that I've read in 48 Laws of Power. The only thing is, they said when it comes to the book, The 48 Laws of Power, 2 people use it. anything you do for a want has a hint of evil in it. So don't mistake
or self-gratification, or at the slightest self-gratification.
Yes, exactly. So, but when he's placed in the position of when it counts, he's on point. The dude is steel trapped.
Sidebar.
To catch somebody.
Sidebar. We're gonna go right back to Andrew. I just want a little sentence on this. You feel like Kanye destroyed Pierce the same way? Because I do. I feel like even more.
I feel like he did, but Kanye does. Right when I'm like, yo, Kanye's onto his shit, he does some shit. I'm like, God damn it, Kanye. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can.
I'm clipping that and making that. I'm making that a meme. I swear to God.
It's like when you have a person who does great things. Probably the worst example to give, but I'm gonna use it anyway. A motherfucking Bill Cosby. This dude was the first black man on syndicated television on a TV show.
Did you know he was my dad growing up? Because I didn't have one. He was my actual dad growing up.
Yo, how many young men has this man raised talking about his gentle pudding? You know what I'm saying?
Pudding pop.
How many young men has he influenced? But then you learn about the life that he lived, and all of that shit came crumbling down.
I don't know for me.
Like,
it didn't come crumbling down for me.
Well, I'm talking about him going to jail and losing all his, all that stuff. Like, we can see him.
The only difference between Bill and these other niggas for me is that, in my opinion, from what I heard and why they freeing Bill, is because the truth of the matter is Bill never roofied nobody. Bill kept the dope, and you did the dope to fuck with Bill. And there's a big ass difference in saying somebody drugged me, I woke up, my drawers was by my ankle. Okay, he need to go to jail and probably need to be killed. And I don't want to go too far. But if I say to hang out with me, baby, we don't do number two, and you come snort up this shit and you want to get on, you can't say something. And that's why, Bill coming home, or Bill home already, I think.
So, and that's why I said that he did something that ended up fucking with him. No matter how innocent or honest during the time it was, it still happened because he was saying too much real shit.
Yeah.
And to go back to Kanye made so much prevalent points. Kanye was such a huge influence, but then he turns around and he's like, you know what? The Jewish people said this or that. And then he turns around and he's like, some 10-inch white boy, or some white boy with a 10-inch dick is fucking my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, you come on now. Like, how am I supposed to take you seriously?
Hold up, I'm choking, nigga. Hold on. Don't kill me, bitch. Stop.
I'm saying, like, how is it that we can take Kanye always seriously when these are the things that come out of his mouth? He said too much crazy shit for the shit that makes sense to make sense.
But bro, was he lying about the nigga fucking his wife? He wasn't lying.
Just because you ain't lying don't make it right. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk about 10-inch white boy come to Sunday church.
He called him a 10-inch white boy. He say Pete Davidson got 10 inches, bro. Bro, you cannot help another nigga pussy. If this nigga is fucking your bitch and you mad about it, you cannot now advertise for his dick and your anger. Like, you done get this nigga 40 million bitches off that one comment.
He said this. Yo, check this out. As soon as he said it, you know how many bitches did this? They did this.
Yo, yes, perfect. That was perfect.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they split it like.
Shout out to Pete, yo. My dog say, hold on. We gonna get that dick, that 10-inch dick.
So I would love. It's just like Trump. When you watch some of Trump's clips, Trump is dropping knowledge. Those debates, he was hitting with He's like, China.
China, listen, China.
Trust me, I know this. I make the best barbecue chicken sandwich. I make the best fried chicken. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Come on, man. Like, you just can't say this out loud and then be right.
Oh my Lord. Hey, you think Trump and Kanye got the same handler?
No, I don't.
Them motherfuckers like go off the rocker the same way.
I know. But so what they are too, you gotta think about this. And this is my conspiracy coming out, brother. When shit goes crazy in the world, people like Kanye and Trump start talking. Because we are so easily distracted that all it takes is one of the greatest minds in the hip-hop, one of the greatest producers in the world, to put some shit as easily distractible as White Lives Matter on his shirt. And look, trust me when I say, like, I personally can care less. White lives, black lives, blue lives, all that, it's on a shirt. It's on a shirt. Okay, whatever. Wear that. That's Kanye. Kanye, you are not my tax bracket, brother. I'm not worried about you. Kanye ain't worried about me. I haven't bought that motherfucking sale since college dropout. You know what I'm saying? So, but how distracted was the world? Or I mean, say our world.
It's weird. It's not. Listen, let me answer that. It's not adequate when everything is algorithm now. So when you pick up your phone, it's very difficult to say, oh, what the world cares about, because the algorithm is a whole different entity. It's its own person. That you know what it is? The algorithm is showing you what it's watching. Like, I'm me, all of you are gonna watch me now. Like, the algorithm is really the Jay-Z, the LeBron James, the Rihanna, the Beyonce. It's the algorithm that's popular. And everybody they'll pay to get into that algorithm.
So now with you saying that, let's bring it back to Andrew Tate. The algorithm is spitting all these things out that has always been out there, but now all of a sudden it matters. And you know why? Because he said something about Greta Thunberg. Because this man has went on a podcast and said the truth about, like, yo, there's nothing wrong with a woman who wants to go out there and be something, but when it comes to a relationship, in order for that to be working, you can't be the alpha. A woman is more power. People overlook Cleopatra, who is the epitome of powerful femininity. Cleopatra changed the course of dynasties with what was between her legs.
And one of the most sought after, I mean, the only thing we got close to that was a young Cicely Tyson or Felicia Rashad or Grace Jones, or, I mean, when we talk about Cleopatra, and I'm talking about even what's the sister name? Oh my God. How am I forgetting her, bro? The light-skinned sister who did all the black, what they call black something movies. The exploitation movies. What's that sister name? The red sister.
What, Foxy Brown?
No. Who played Foxy Brown? What's her real name?
I know you're talking about. Damn.
Yeah, her. And it's like so we get our Cleopatra, but that just goes to what you say. Give me. I got one more question for you. Did you hear about what happened with Stephen A. Smith and Rihanna?
And Rihanna?
Yeah.
No, what happened with Stephen A. Smith?
So, and I'm gonna tell you what happened, and I'm gonna tell you what the media is saying. He actually went on the Breakfast Club and spoke about it this morning. But Stephen A. somehow ends up in a conversation, and he's talking about either going to see Rihanna, or Rihanna was like the conversation. And Stephen A., and somehow, because of the way the conversation got formulated, when you listen to it, you can see, obviously, Beyonce comes up and he starts gushing over Beyonce and saying how he really prefers Beyonce over anybody, right? And it goes from that like innocent conversation to Rihanna's people basically saying, and other people that I guess, I don't think it was Rihanna's people, but you know those like internet Twitter groupie people that like they're part of your hive thingy that they do.
You got Rihanna's people.
Right, that stuff. They were saying he was pinning two black women against each other. And the first thing I thought about was like, damn, nobody says that about sports. Nobody ever says about men. Nobody ever says, oh, you're pinning Drew Brees against Tom Brady. Nobody ever says you're pinning LeBron James against Kevin Durant. Nobody ever says like, it's like accepted competition. Like, it's like soon as you, and then, and I'm throwing this one caveat. Sam Smith, who was gay, said that award shows should stop having genders. They listened to Sam Smith and the LGBT community when he was gay, and he said that. He has now determined himself as non-binary. I know what none of this shits mean. Just listen to me. And
Okay.
I know what it means, but you know what I'm saying. And this year, at the same awards that he wanted, no gender, all men, now that he's non-binary, all the major categories, the 5 major categories, they were won by all men. Right? And he's crying about injustice towards women. And it's like, well, didn't you want the women to compete with the men? It's not to say men make better music or nothing like that. It's not to say men do anything better than women. It's to say, didn't you just champion for inclusion? And then you go, so with the Stephen A thing, it was like, why can't I, like, you guys got all these rules. And that's why I brought up the Sam Smith thing. It's like, it gets, because I wanted to speak about how convoluted. It's just everything gets so murky, twisted up and convoluted. And you get to the Stephen A thing and it's like, well, if I can't, so if I said I like Rihanna better than Shakira, I'd be pinning two Caribbean women or you know, Afro-Caribbean, or you see what I'm saying, women against each other. Or if I said I like Adele over Sam Smith, I'd be pitting two European people against each other. Like, where does that go? Like, or is it just two black women? You pinning two black women.
No, you're pinning. You're having preference of two artists. You know what I'm saying? That's like me. Everybody being like, "Oh, Kenny bought a Rihanna album. He must hate Beyonce." Like, whoa, no, I just like Rude Boy. You know what I'm saying? But people are gonna find a reason. Look, here's my thing is when it comes to those type of things, I'm like, let there be controversy. Controversy creates communities, right? But the thing is, everybody wants to have their voice heard, but don't want to actively listen. They don't want to be against each other. They don't want to be for each other. They want to be, period. They want to be the apex, period. You know, Darkseid from the comics, you know me, dog. I'm a huge comic book nerd. Darkseid's phrase is, I am, period. That motherfucker walks up, he's like, Darkseid, I am. Like, you know how hard as fuck you gotta be like, yo, I am. You know what I mean? That's what they want. They want to be the apex. They want to be the one that has it all, but they can't understand that all it takes is you to share and listen and be like, you know what? Even though I don't agree with you, I'm gonna let you be you because that's what I want you to do for me. Instead, they're like, I want you to let me be, but I don't want you to be who you are in your comfort zone. I want you to be my comfort zone. And that's why, again, I don't look for moving up in life, because the more you move up, and I don't say that like I'm not trying to be something more.
Nope, I know exactly what you mean, and only I think only black men who come from certain spaces will even understand what you're saying. It's a certain type of space you just got to come from to even legitimately understand what you just said. Like because moving up is a formality. People don't understand that. For guys like me and you, moving up, people equate with success, and it's not that. It's not that for a man. A man does not get to equate moving up in life as success. Like right now, I'm being put in a position to have a better job than I currently have, right? But to me, that's just making more money to handle more responsibilities that I needed to be able to put more money towards than I already had money to do. It's not like, oh, I bossed up. I don't have that luxury because I'm still paying the same bills. I can just cover them on time now. Yeah, that's it. I can just cover them on time. It ain't no bossing up. It ain't no I'm a brand new me.
That in itself is such a luxury, bro. I used to live on a cash advance. I couldn't get out of that cycle. Now, like, ask my wife, man. I look at a pawn shop and I'm like, nah, I can't do it. When people are like, oh, you should take out a loan. Fuck that. If I gotta take out a loan, I can't afford it. You know,
bro. Let me tell you something, bro. One thing about the pawn shop, bro, you'll find some good gems for yourself. That's why I go get my fishing rods, cause you know I'm a big fisherman. So I ain't going to no Bass Pro Shop. I'm gonna go get them fishing rods that cost about $7. You know what I'm saying? not $75.
I went in there the other day because I built a gym for my wife in the garage, and I went looking for a little TV to get for her. And I'm over here like, man, I should just buy a new one. I went to these pawn shops. I'm like, I can get a 65-inch for $20. Nah, she didn't leave no 65-inch in the garage. We'll end up making that shit a movie theater. But,
yeah.
It was more the fact that I see it and I get it. But for me, it's like I live in comfort knowing that I don't have to do that anymore if I don't want to. It's a choice rather than a necessity. It's not me trying to survive. It's me being comfortable, not complacent. I'm happy, not hindering myself.
Right.
But on that note, my brother, my wife keeps peering in here, giving me those devil eyes because I got to be in there, and it's time for a husband to be a husband.
Hey,
so,
I got to do the same thing, dog. I got to twerk for my food, bro.
I know